All right, hi Ravi, I'm Taylor, this is Emily. I'm so glad we were able to meet today. I know we both have really busy schedules, especially this past month, so thanks for taking the time to make this work.
Yeah, no problem. I've really been looking forward to meeting with you and having the opportunity to learn more about what Tableau can do for my team and for United Health.
Yeah, so what I have in mind for us today is first, we can provide some solutions to help address your existing needs, and then we can share an overview of the product that we feel fits your situation best. Following that, we can go into how we'll support you moving forward, and then ultimately I'm excited to discuss how all of this has the potential to make data more accessible and easily understood for you, your team, and everyone else at United Health. Does that sound okay to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, great, and feel free to ask any questions as they come up throughout our discussion as well.
Okay, sounds great.
So what we've agreed on this far is that United Health has a vision of creating a system that is connected, aligned, and affordable for customers. We understand your business goals in reaching this vision entail modernizing healthcare by catering it to customer experience and making technology an enabling force.
Yes, and we would really love to be there just in the next couple of months.
Yeah, like we previously talked about, United Health is having a hard time getting there because one, SAP Crystal Reports is not very user-friendly, so therefore people on your team are having a hard time using it and accessing it and interpreting it. And then second, there's a really steep learning curve with Crystal Reports.
Right, and this has caused some issues with us so far, especially on my data science team.
So because your organization assists millions on millions of customers through a variety of different services, my proposition is that you buy Tableau Desktop. This product will give your team the ability to create, interpret, and apply data reports throughout the business. In addition, staff members are going to be able to access the data, collaborate, and figure out better solutions for treating patients. Taking into consideration the size of your team and your budget, I'd recommend getting Tableau Desktop for the data science department, which is about 1,000 people, for a total cost of $70,000.
Okay, and I'd love to get some more details on what this would look like on a little bit of a more tangible level.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have some visuals that I can show you here. So here you can see the ease of the product and the different ways you'll be able to use it. Something I wanted to point out specifically is the search features within Tableau. So searching for sources is just as user-friendly as the product itself. So if you look over here, it has a really impressive search engine. It has customizable filters depending on different types of sources and content that you're looking for to make your reports. This way, accessing the dashboards is simplified, and you'll waste a lot less time searching and having more time, and you'll have more time to interpret the dashboards themselves. At Tableau, we really believe in the power of data, and we understand that the biggest problem with data most times is people actually being able to interpret it and gain meaning from it. So we really want to make sure that we can give some meaning to the numbers, propel users to make data more accessible for the world. Do you have any remaining thoughts or questions regarding the product?
No, I mean, that was really great to see, but I actually do have one question now that I think about it. In what ways exactly do you think Tableau makes itself more accessible and more user-friendly for its customers?
Well, part of the reason Tableau Desktop is so user-friendly and easily accessible is the interactive dashboards. These dashboards enable you to naturally spot visual patterns and uncover the hidden insights really quickly. Since Tableau Desktop makes the process so natural, everyone on your team will have a much easier time not only using the software, but interpreting the data to uncover what's working really well for the company and ways that you could improve your healthcare system. How does that sound to you?
To be honest, I'm not really sure that interactive dashboards alone, like you just said, are going to bring us more success.
Yeah, I completely understand that. It's a really big claim for us to make. What is it that you feel reluctant towards regarding the product?
You know, I'm not completely sure, Taylor. I think that what I would like to hear more about is just the ways that interactive dashboards would be beneficial, or excuse me, not would be beneficial, have been beneficial in the past for other companies. And then in particular, if you don't mind, healthcare companies.
Yeah, for sure. I understand all of the features can be a bit overwhelming. It's very complex, but I certainly think you'll be impressed. We have plenty of customer success stories, and I'd love to share one in particular with you. Do you think this would help answer some of your questions?
Yeah, you know, I think that'd be really beneficial for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2 years ago, Cigna implemented Tableau as its analytics platform. Their analysts review financial transactions, customer and provider data, they create reports, and then they share them with their partnering providers so they can offer better, more affordable patient treatment. after completing a 2018 survey of reporting providers, 41% of respondents indicated that they used the quarterly reports more frequently to understand patient history, diagnosis, and treatments after just 1 year of use.
Wow, and honestly, I feel like that's really impressive, and those numbers are applicable to me and my team in a way that you wouldn't even understand. So, really, do you have any information on how this has impacted their customers, kind of on the other end?
Oh yeah, so the flexibility to securely integrate data sources with existing infrastructure has resulted in $145 million in medical cost savings for Cigna, and annual per patient savings of $120. With Tableau, Cigna also supports their internal data analysts like you in keeping the quality of care standards really high, and we feel that with your customer-centric focus, this could really serve you well in a similar way. What do you think about all that?
I mean, it's definitely really reassuring to hear about this real-life scenario. Puts me in their shoes, and really with this department similar to ours, where your product has made a large impact on the team's productivity and success, it's a pretty good sign.
Good. Do you think this answers your concern regarding the impact of user-friendliness?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, great. So I'm glad I could clear that up for you. I'm going to hand things off to Emily now, and she's going to go over some of the implementation deals and what that would look like moving forward. Do you feel comfortable continuing?
Yeah, thank you, Taylor.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, Taylor. Hi, Ravi. I'm Emily.
Nice to meet
Nice
you,
to
Emily.
meet you. So I'd like to paint a picture of what this would look like, kind of in the future, in the bigger picture. So the first step would be the installation of the software, and then after that would be the onboarding process for your teams. So we can kind of begin this process about a week after you've made the decision to purchase and move forward. And I know that you've had difficulty with like the steep learning curve of SAP Crystal reports, and you will be glad to know that with Tableau, immediately after it's installed, we will assign you a team of partners who will be there for you the whole time, assisting you with the process. This means that if any of the team members have any difficulty with the software, there will be someone who's ready to help and make sure the transition is going smoothly.
Awesome. And to me, that sounds like a really, really great relationship to have. This is definitely not a feature that we've experienced in the past, as you've probably heard from Taylor. And so I think that this is something that'll get us off to a great start with implementation. Do you know exactly when our team of associates is going to be helping us?
Yeah, well, this actually brings me to another major benefit of how we could help you. So you will be assigned a team of associates right after you buy, so immediately. And they will go through the whole process of installation with you and kind of explain to you how it's going to happen. And on top of that, they will work with you to also integrate all of your data from the past, from your previous system. And that also means you don't have to manually go through this whole process by yourself, adding files, which will save you and your team a lot of time. And they'll also add features that automatically refresh your database as fresh data comes in, as I'm sure your team is working on different projects currently. And our director of customer service, her name is Jill, she will personally guide you through the installation and give you high-level explanations of all of the features.
Wow, that sounds really great. It's really reassuring to know that we're going to be helped every step of the way.
Absolutely, yeah. So Ravi, I'd like to recap everything we've covered so far. So with Taylor, you discussed that one of your main problems revolves around the inability to use and understand the software. And since our product is so visually focused, it's much easier to interpret data. And you also mentioned that the current platform is not very user-friendly, and since the product is so easy to understand, it will be very accessible to you, your team, United Health as a whole. So that applies to virtually everybody. Do you feel like we're kind of on the same page about this?
Yeah, these are the areas that I'm concerned with regarding a new product.
Okay, great. Well, what I'm hoping at this point is that we can set up a meeting over the next few weeks with some additional colleagues of yours who would potentially be affected by this decision to work together. How do you feel about that?
Before we get to that, I actually do have one concern. We'd love to use the platform, but the pricing is just a little bit out of line with our budget right now.
Yeah, I can totally understand. Budgeting is a very important thing to consider. And how out of line are we talking with the budget?
Right now, I think it's about $10,000.
Okay, well, Ravi, let's kind of take a step back and look at the bigger picture again. So I know you've mentioned one of your top priority business goals is to make technology a leading force for better healthcare. So the only way for your team to really achieve this goal is if United Health uses a user-friendly platform for data analytics, and everyone's able to understand what they are looking at. And I want to give you more information regarding the economic benefits that we can provide to your company. So if you look at the packet I've given you, you'll see the complete Forrester's study titled The Total Economic Impact of Tableau. And here you will see a 127% return on investment and also a 13-month payback period. Forrester found benefits such as increased creation of reports by 400%, so that's more productivity, and reduced report creation time by 87%, which means that you'll be saving a lot of time on useless, just transactional things. And simplified distribution of reports and even freed up analysts' time to perform higher value tasks. So that's value added to your whole team and in turn the company.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing this concrete data with me about potential economic benefits. This is kind of some stuff I didn't even know in the past. I'd love to see these types of numbers come into play and affect our team.
Absolutely. And not only will you see a great return on investment for your team and the company, but everyone on your team will also have a much easier time using the software and interpreting data. So this way you can figure out what's working well in the company and find ways to also improve at the same time. Do you feel these benefits may outweigh kind of the cost of purchase now?
Yeah, I do, honestly. I think that the impending potential for profit growth really does outweigh it at the end of the day.
Great. Yeah, it sounds like you feel comfortable moving forward with this recommendation and maybe sharing our conversation and what we've discussed with the other stakeholders.
Yeah, I do think that all my questions have been answered, and I'd really like to move forward.
Yeah, great. Is there a time next week that works best for you? My schedule's pretty open and I want to get this done, so.
Yeah, I'd like to get some time on your calendar next Wednesday, if that works. Show some members of my team how beneficial this product will really be for us.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll definitely be looking forward to it. It's been so great working with you these past few months, and I'm honestly so pleased that we're entering the final stages after, months of hard work between both of us. And I really can't wait to see the awesome things that Tableau will do for United Health.
Awesome. And you've been so helpful through this process. I really look forward to seeing what great success Tableau is going to bring for us. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Rodney.
Thank you.